In our last story, we learned about Floyd Norman, the boy who loved to draw, the artist who became Disney's first African-American animator, the pioneer who helped change animation history. But here's the question. If Floyd Norman was breaking barriers in animation, who helped make those barriers easier to break in the first place? Who showed America that a black cartoonist could reach millions of readers? Who proved that talent could open doors society tried to keep closed? Long before many African Americans found opportunities in animation, one artist was already making history. His cartoons appeared in newspapers. His illustrations reached audiences across the country, and his success helped create a path for future generations of artists. His name was E. Sims Campbell, the first nationally successful African American cartoonist. And this is his story. Our story begins in St. Louis, Missouri. On January 3rd, 1906, a young boy named Elmer Sims Campbell entered the world. Like many children, he loved to dream. But there was one thing that made him different. He loved to draw, not just occasionally, not just when he was bored. He loved drawing. Faces, characters, funny situations, anything he could imagine. A simple pencil became his favorite tool, and every sketch helped him improve. At the time, nobody knew this young artist would one day change American cartooning forever. The America Sims, Campbell grew up and looked very different from today's America. For African Americans, opportunities were often limited. Many professions remained difficult to enter, especially creative fields. Many publishing companies, newspapers, and magazines rarely hired black artists. For many people, those obstacles would have been enough to quit. But Campbell wasn't interested in quitting. He was interested in getting better. Every drawing became practice. Every sketch became preparation. Every challenge became motivation. He believed his talent could take him somewhere, and he was right. As Sims grew older, he continued developing his artistic abilities. He studied art seriously, practicing techniques, learning composition, studying illustration, improving his storytelling. He understood something many successful people understand. Talent is only the beginning. Skill comes from dedication. The more he practiced, the better he became. And soon, he was ready to take his talent into the professional world. Breaking into publishing was not easy. The early 20th century wasn't known for opening doors to African American artists. In many cases, those doors remained firmly shut. But Campbell kept trying. He submitted work, created new illustrations, improved his portfolio, and refused to give up. Slowly, people started noticing his talent. His artwork had personality, his cartoons had humor, his illustrations felt alive. Editors began paying attention, readers enjoyed his work, and opportunities started appearing, one door at a time. Then came a breakthrough, a historic breakthrough. E. Sims Campbell became the first African American cartoonist to achieve national success. Think about that, the first. At a time when opportunities were limited, his work appeared in major publications across the country. Millions of Americans saw his cartoons. Millions. His artwork traveled far beyond his hometown, far beyond his community, far beyond expectations. He wasn't simply creating cartoons. He was making history. As Campbell's career grew, so did his influence. His illustrations appeared in newspapers, magazines, advertisements, and entertainment publications. His art reached audiences from coast to coast. Readers loved his humor. Publishers appreciated his talent, and his reputation continued growing. For many Americans, his cartoons became familiar. His style became recognizable. His success became undeniable. He had accomplished something few artists ever achieve. He became nationally known. Campbell wasn't successful simply because he could draw. He was successful because he could tell stories. His cartoons made people laugh, think, observe the world differently. Every illustration carried personality. Every cartoon carried emotion. Every drawing communicated something meaningful. Great artists don't just create images, they create experiences, and Campbell understood that better than most. Perhaps Campbell's greatest achievement wasn't fame, it was representation. For many young artists, seeing his success was inspiring. It proved something important. Talent belongs everywhere. Creativity belongs everywhere. Opportunities should belong everywhere. His success showed future generations that barriers could be challenged, that dreams could become reality, and that persistence could change lives. Many future artists would benefit from paths he helped create, even if they never realized it. Years later, a young artist named Floyd Norman would pursue his own dream. Like Campbell, he loved drawing. Like Campbell, he faced barriers. And like Campbell, he refused to quit. Floyd Norman would eventually become Disney's first African-American animator. A historic achievement, but pioneers rarely stand alone. Someone usually comes before them. Someone usually clears part of the path. Artists like E. Sims Campbell helped prove that Black artists belonged in America's creative industries. One generation opened the door, the next generation walked through it, and then opened it wider. That's how progress happens. Today, many people know famous animators, comic creators, illustrators, and artists, but fewer people know the story of E. Sims Campbell. Yet his influence remains. His achievements helped expand opportunities, challenge assumptions, and inspire future generations. His success wasn't just personal, it was historical, because every barrier broken creates opportunities for someone else. And Campbell broke many barriers, with creativity, with determination, and with a pencil. E. Sims Campbell may not be a household name today, but his influence can still be seen in comic strips, in newspapers, in animation, and in every artist who dares to imagine something new. At a time when opportunities were limited, he chose to create anyway. At a time when barriers existed, he chose to draw anyway, and through talent, determination, and creativity, he helped open doors for future generations, including artists like Floyd Norman, because every great pioneer leaves something behind, a path, a lesson, a legacy. And E. Sims Campbell left all three. We like to thank TXA Studios for bringing this fun story to life and keep the animation alive, my friends.